Like that, it's like I've blinked, and here we are down to the final stages of our last tournament. k1llsen versus Rapha. We've said it before, the guys have said everything that needs to be said pre-match. I'll put you on the spot though, Lions. Who's your money on?
Definitely the Sausage King of Chicago, Rapha. I think he's going to take this. I don't know how easy it's going to be, but I believe in Rapha. And I don't know what he was laughing about there, but yeah, looking forward to this set.
Those noise-canceling headphones putting in the work right now.
Looking forward to the set. I mean, going to start off on Blood Run. We saw k1llsen play on it earlier. I've seen Rapha play on this. I think Agent was his opponent in PGO, where he was running into a lot of tribal. So he has a lot of experience on how to play against, playing on Blood Run against various opponents. And I don't know, Rapha just has the ability to adapt on the fly to whatever people may throw at him. I think this is going to go to Rapha, but let's get into the champ picks here.
This is the very first time we'll see this for the semi, so important trend-setting Ranger being picked makes total sense. We were definitely expecting to see this champion. Whenever it's Blood Run, you can always safely assume someone's going to go with Ranger. k1llsen being back in play means that we're going to be seeing that kind of setup potential to the teleporters. Very, very important stuff indeed. k1llsen thinking about it a little bit before he locks into his choice here. He's going to go k1llsen as well. Final choice is going to be k1llsen. Is Rapha going to go with the exact same thing? I'm wondering if we'll actually see a Visor pick come out of him.
He does love Visor, but yeah, k1llsen getting that extra firepower was never a bad thing. There it is, Crocodile Dundee. So mirror match on the first map for this semifinal. How about you? Who are you going to go with?
I mean, I kind of just need to echo the thoughts of everyone else, right? I just feel like Rapha has had an incredible year. He is the player to beat in duel. But at the end of the day, if someone can take him out, by all means, it could be k1llsen. He's had a miracle day today. The match against Agent is, I think, definitely the most exciting matchup that we've seen in this tournament for duel so far. And we'll see if the German can pull off the miracle and take out the #1 head honcho here in this duel tournament. It's going to be Blood Run first. I'm very excited for this one, and I'm sure you guys and girls at home are just as excited.
So we start off on k1llsen, gets both items right off the bat. Huge stack and a huge rail there. As Rapha chips away with that machine gun, needs to get away, but he's already stuck 2 quick rails. And Rapha on the back foot already needs to be extremely careful. A little bit of rocket damage here coming in on k1llsen. That's enough to make him back away. k1llsen doesn't have rockets of his own, but he does have LG and rail as he makes his way back towards rockets. Rapha knows it. Doesn't get the damage he wanted with the tri-ball.
Well, this is the one thing that we've actually seen from Rapha, which is super impressive. He's actually going to get the tri-bolt kill to score first blood here. It's just getting a really good gauge for... Oh, hang on a minute. A bit of bonus damage, but unfortunately the sliding machine gun's only really going to do so much given the circumstances. But yeah, like I was saying, Rapha does a wonderful job of predicting where his opponent's going to try and retreat to. He's been on the money almost every single time he's made a call like that. k1llsen's on the back foot again. The totem used almost out of desperation just to give himself a little bit of a stack, but he's still available. This health, or rocketable if you prefer that.
Fantastic rocket with the jump over. As Rapha takes control up 2 now. Needs to take out this eyes, and down goes the turret. 61 HP, needs to be careful. The machine gun is going to chip him away. k1llsen will take him down. He will lose out on the heavy, but that's absolutely fine with him as he takes the frag and the LG.
Rapha going in with the k1llsen pick as well. A little bit of nail gun damage just to try and keep some distance, but not going to accomplish a huge amount of k1llsen for the time being. Unfortunately, missing his tri-bolt jump. That's a bit unfortunate. Going to waste a fair amount of time now.
Also, the rockets are gone now, so still no rockets for k1llsen. He was desperately wanted that. That missed tri-bolt jump might be a little bit costly here, delaying his rocket pickup as he goes down the banana. Rapha waiting in the blood pool with TP, and k1llsen gets rockets for free. Mega is up, spots it out last second here.
Very, very free pickup for k1llsen. Rapha, at the end of the day, he does have the champion advantage, so even though we aren't even 2 minutes in yet, it's an advantage nonetheless, and there's the totem generator. k1llsen's not going to be too disappointed, I think, about that, because he has the stack to really take it. The problem is that he's just given that information to Rapha, telling him exactly where he is. Needs to get in and out as fast as possible. Minimal damage taken, to be honest, actually enough that he feels like he can still stand there and fight. Excellent rocket. Not really holding a rail angle anymore, just jumping down onto the totem. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, that was an interesting play there, but lives to see another day here. Rapha decides not to push the situation. k1llsen will be able to heal back up to 100, holding this tri-bolt area, just waiting for any kind of sound cue from Rapha. Comes the push over here. Good defensive rocket. Rocket jump comes out from k1llsen. Heavy taken. Drops the turret down. Ensures that Rapha can't chase on this. And Rapha trying to pepper in with a little bit of tri-bolt here, going towards the rocket launcher, trying to get some damage in.
Past couple of times in a row as well, k1llsen is sort of like, you know, zip in and out, take the heavy. Minimal damage taken actually both times, which is super beneficial. We've talked in droves about how this new patch has made that heavy armor way less attractive for just running in and grabbing it.
Yeah, so scary to try and jump over for that with the new LG here. k1llsen trying to put in the work with the rockets. The shaft's not going to reach. He's going to jump over. Gets away with it as Rapha having some trouble landing some rails here.
It was excellent reactions there from k1llsen too. He wasn't going to try and push in towards that heavy as long as Rapha held the LG. You're going to get caught jumping and then, you know, you're just going to take damage and not get the heavy at all. Wait for the rail to miss and then choose to go in. It's just nice little bits of catch a good reaction on your missed shot.
Yeah, good patience there from k1llsen, but with 1:20 left, he does need to have some sort of sense of urgency. He might catch out Rapha here. Good initial rocket. The follow-up's not bad either, and Rapha's crippled here over in the nail room. k1llsen has heavy. Mega's going to be up shortly. Is he going to chase this? Rapha's going to run right into him. The LG comes out. The switch to rockets is phenomenal, and he ties that up with 1 minute left in the round.
Perfect patience and wonderfully executed. He gets the rail as well, fresh off the spawn. Rapha not equipped at all to fight back, so I respect the fact he went straight back through the teleporter instead. But now, this is where things get a little bit interesting. Turret's going to do some damage and give k1llsen some knowledge. And this is the critical moment now. We're going to ignore the 1 minute warning because it's one champion each again. I'm very well actually curious as to who's going to make the first push. Actually, it's going to be k1llsen making the push, confident in his rockets.
2 quick rockets through the doorway and says, this first round is mine, please sit down. It's a great job from k1llsen there. Extremely brave play.
But I think that at this level of play, this late in the tournament, you got to be brave like that. Because if you choose to retreat and give Rapha room to breathe, give him another chance to come back and fight, then that's bad times. And there's one of the famous starts for Ranger, that dire orb just letting him go wherever he wants to. And actually, Rapha hasn't lost this fight yet. Unfortunately, that missed rail's probably going to give him that death sentence, and it will indeed. k1llsen had a phenomenal spawn, able to grab both of those major pickups. And Rapha just unequipped to take the fight.
Yeah, it's taken down early here. Great rail from k1llsen here, and that's exactly what he needs if he wants to try and take this. Hitting 54% right now, but gets absolutely nailed down to 8 HP, and the follow-up from Rapha switch to LG is good enough for the frag, and he will get the Mega, making his way over to the heavy. And actually, it's still up for him, which is huge as he's holding this tri-ball position. k1llsen trying to make something happen, going through, but he's going to get caught out here as Rapha plays super aggressive, and with the LG absolutely melts him. That's a perfect push.
And that's definitely not the first time we've seen that today either. And Rapha really likes that tactic of, he knows you're going to try and, you know, keep him away from a certain item. So he'll essentially take his stack and then push you away from it. If he gets a kill, fine. If not, you've run away and then he can just pick it up later. It's just a great strategy. That said, he can be aggressive once again. There is no armor for k1llsen, but I just love the double back. Do not give him a rail angle because k1llsen is going to take that.
Yeah, he loves those as hit 50% rail. Not too shabby at all. But Rapha doing a good job of trying to minimize those angles. Grabs the 50 shard. His stack is looking a little better here. Heavy's going to be up first, so it looks like he's going to have to concede or at least try and do some damage from lower. Not quick enough to get any of that, but he is in position for this Mega. Actually opts for the information instead. Here's the timing, and now he should have timing on both items for the next cycle to try and set up an attack.
That tri-ball, man, it's just the second the tri-ball got those buffs that just gives it, you know, sort of like more proximity detonations, a little bit faster. It's just such a wonderful addition to Duel.
It's like playing a nice little tune when you hit all 3 tri-bolts too. Turret comes out, a little bit of LG damage here. The delay's good enough for Rapha to get in on the Mega. The rails will miss from both players here. Rapha opts to go towards Nail. A little bit better on the stack here.
And I think this is you know, the Rapha that we expect to see on Blood Run. You know, certain maps require certain playstyles. In this case, it's just, you know, give no reason to overextend. You know, if Rapha has a lead, he's going to take it. I don't assume he's going to run away the entire round. But if you know k1llsen's going to be looking for those crazy angles, just try and get some damage around corners. The tri-bolt's going to be good for that. In, out, but big damage taken considering the stack was not that good to begin with. The 2 health bubbles are there, but k1llsen's going to trade that out with the Mega, making him significantly healthier. Ooh.
Rocket would have been a lot better, but not bad. Rapha says, hey, I know exactly where you're going. I have the read, but unfortunately not the damage. 2 minutes in the round, k1llsen down by a champ. That's a great defensive rocket from Rapha there.
It's doing a wonderful job of actually sort of evening that stack. And now there is enough of a delay between the heavy and the mega that they can technically fight for both. The rocket did connect, but not before Rapha's able to collect it anyway. Turret just caused a little bit of a headache.
7 HP, absolutely incredible.
So smart from k1llsen to like ignore the turret as well. Like I think Rapha threw it down there just to try and cause some havoc, but he knows how weak Rapha is going to be. There was no reason to focus on it. Just take the damage first, deal with the turret later. And a significant difference in the stack, but at the end of the day, Rapha does have the champion advantage, and that's why he is not pressing at all.
Yeah, from 7 HP back to a healthier stack here as he's going to take his time. No reason to push. k1llsen on the front foot, trying to put on the gas here and find this frag with about a minute left in this round.
It's one of those interesting situations where k1llsen, you know, there is a level of control being straight up just, I think, conceded by Rapha. As long as he holds the tri-bolt ammo, he can kind of spam those corners, get that information, run away when necessary. It's going to really have to come down to k1llsen making that one good push and piling all in. Fortunately, he's well equipped with the stack to take this fight. But my question is Rapha going to even allow him to do it? He even sits around longer to get 2 rails just in case, because now k1llsen can't fight. Again, he's too weak. There's the mega. This might be the last mega he sees.
Getting the last 2 items and getting a good bounce actually going forward, but unfortunately the last one not in his favor here. Rapha will get away. We're getting closer and closer to the end of the round. 20 seconds here. k1llsen desperate to try and find him. Will grab a 50 shard. Needs to make a move here. 15 seconds. Needs to stop for extra rockets. Misses the jump. That could be costly. The turret's going to stop him for a little bit. 9 seconds, and it looks like Rapha has done enough. He might get caught at the bottom of Banana, though. Good rail, but with 4 seconds, it looks like Rapha can get away, and a defensive rocket takes down k1llsen. That'll be 1-1, and k1llsen kind of knows. He's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I was kind of put in a position where I had to push. You hit your defensive rockets, that's fine. Let's go again.
It was a very clean round there from Rapha. I wasn't really convinced that he was going to spend the entire round trying to play defensive if need be, but I think he just must have felt super comfortable. k1llsen is going to fortunately get the exact same start again. Rail and maximum stack, I mean, that's a fantastic starting point. Rapha's going to get the rocket, but I guess, you know, choose what would you rather have, right? You have to make the most out of the tools you're given fresh off spawn. In this case, Rapha is only going to get a rocket launcher.
Yeah, and that spawn's so good for k1llsen, automatically getting both items because of that dire orb play. Fat stacks like a rapper here as he's making his way towards the shotgun, keeping silent, trying to trap Rapha.
So going to try and continue it again. Nice little rocket there. I think the rocket kind of pushing him unfavorably. It's not going to matter too much as he does get the mega regardless of that, but Rapha finally getting his first important pickup of this round so far. Ranger with armor is always scary because you know he can just be pretty willy-nilly with those up-close rockets. The splash damage being so minimal to him, especially when he's armored up.
That and also can just close the gap with rocket jumps or dire orb. For the time being, no, k1llsen does not have dire orb. Trying to pepper in the banana. A little bit of tri-bolt here. Good rocket jump for the heavy. He's going to drop down onto the mega and straight onto a rocket. And that'll earn Rapha the mega. Rail on the way out, though, so k1llsen kind of deletes it right off the bat.
k1llsen sort of coming back to the real sort of slow gaze. I really like the sort of like slow-paced gameplay, relying heavily on those rails. There's definitely a lot more tri-bolt coming out from Rapha than there is from k1llsen. I think k1llsen's looking more for those rail shots. Technically, if they're both trying to get information, on one hand, one player firing a tri-bolt is all the information that both players need, in effect. Interesting stack too, almost like you flip it upside down. One's got the armor, one's got the health.
Okay, with splitting the items here, k1llsen just waiting for that TP play. The rails will miss again from both players. Trying to find this opening damage, something that they could commit to and push, but nothing doing just quite yet.
This feels to me more like a game of chicken. You know, who's going to make the first move? Unfortunately, Rapha not quite able to get the heavy, but he did so much damage coming down. I think he's been too upset. As now he just kind of got it later after the damage was done. k1llsen's going to get the mega again, and this constant trade, this rotation is going to continue for now. About half this round has just finished as we approach the 2.5-minute mark. And
did he see him around the corner? That's going to be a free rocket there. 81 damage from Rapha.
You know, I'm surprised that actually wasn't 100, given the circumstances. That was one of those real setup rockets, but for now, we've just disengaged for another time. And there is good
that LG.
catch.
And here comes the chase. The LG from k1llsen is fantastic to keep him away. The Dyro comes out towards the 225s. Rapha has to back away. Very fortunate that k1llsen missed that rail. Could have been everything there. That's quite the engagement from both players, but Rapha stacking back up, trying to keep the pressure on here as we're 3 minutes into this round.
That was wonderful LG from both players, actually. Rapha taking his chance to try and seize the kill, and k1llsen having the knowledge to know that he's Ranger, right? Of course he's going to rocket jump up and try and kill, so he was ready for the LG, which pushed him way too far away and did too much damage. Rapha's going to unfortunately miss a rail, but k1llsen doing the self-damage. A risky play indeed, but hang on a second. He ran out of LG ammo. Doesn't matter because he gets the rocket kill, but that was almost a little bit of a funny example. You can actually see that from Rapha and his face expressions. Like, that was probably the worst time to run out of ammo.
Just a little bit of a whew on that one as he switches to rockets, but still gets the frag. A minute 20 left in the round. Rapha's looking pretty strong here. He's going to have a position on this Mega. Actually, the nails are going to zone him out completely and utterly, almost melting him 5 HP, and he can't be happy about that. He has 225s to work with, maybe another one, but is k1llsen going to push this as he has fat stacks again? Rapha needs to be extremely careful as he's railable now.
I mean, that nail gun came with a heavy cost. Rapha is now significantly behind. He is railable for now. I know we are about to start with these small greens starting to appear again, but that's actually why k1llsen's starting to press here. If Rapha's going to try and armor up, that's the most likely place he's going to try and go, and k1llsen's wise to it. And I'm worried about his stack. Rapha's been put in the exact same situation.
Rocket.
Just straight to orbit, to the moon and back. 30 seconds left. He's going full speed ahead. He needs to stack up. Going for the self-damage of the rocket jump. It's going to be worth it just to get out of dodge. But again, for Rapha to survive, he's conceding the heavy, which means that k1llsen, if he finds Rapha, is going to be perfectly well equipped to take a fight, if he finds it.
Totem damage, we'll give him the info. Now he's trying to close in. Rapha doing a good job of hiding there. The good defensive rocket using the sound cues, but k1llsen still chasing Rapha with the fadeaway rocket. Knocks him down to 19 HP. Mega will be up. Will Rapha take the shot? Awkwardly peeking a little bit, but no bullets. 3 seconds, and again, k1llsen will get the kill with the tri-bolt at the last second as Rapha goes through the TP. That was incredible. Now can he follow this up? 30 seconds. Rapha gets the kill with the rail. What just happened? Look at k1llsen.
I mean, I think k1llsen's reaction to that entire sequence was pretty much how we all feel as well.
I don't know if he thought he was going to get that tri-bolt. I think it was a last-ditch effort, and then he's like, oh my god, I got it.
I mean, it almost felt like, in essence, in elements, like a 50-50. Does he go through the teleporter in the last second or not? Because, you know, Rapha, k1llsen was going to do one of two things. He was going to spam the teleporter engines, or he was going to pile in full blazing into the teleport. So, you know, it was either going to go one way or the other. Unfortunately, he did not have time to celebrate as Rapha was able to punish. That said, k1llsen gets the first blood in this round. So, a nice little recovery in that.
Yeah, it all happened so fast.
It did. It did.
But k1llsen doing a good job getting the first frag. Doesn't want any more momentum to go Rapha's way here. Trying to establish some momentum of his own, and that rail's going to help. The follow-up's going to be fantastic too. Is he going to go 3 for 3? He's actually going to offer the machine gun. Not a bad idea here. Turret comes down from Rapha, but will be deleted with that rail. k1llsen orbing to the Mega, and Rapha over-committing there a little bit too late as k1llsen whips out the rockets and takes him down. Onto the Galena for Rapha, your last champ.
Significantly faster turn events than we have seen previously throughout basically the entire course of the map. And yeah, Rapha, I guess pushing a little bit too hard towards that Mega. The assumption maybe the turret had taken so long to be taken out. Assumingly maybe he was busy. And that is one of the sort of pains that the turret can bring. And k1llsen has just landed so many excellent rails. Unfortunately, that one's not going to hit its mark, but he has plenty of ammo left. Knocked up by the rocket, which is unfortunate, but the machine gun's coming out. Doesn't matter too much as he has picked up the Mega to undo some of the damage. And tri-bolt rearing its head for another time. k1llsen not going to try and take that rail shot. I mean, the second he's picked up heavy and you miss a rail, Rapha was always just going to go in for the kill there, I think.
Such an advantage right now for k1llsen. Rapha playing on the back foot, trying to make some magic happen here. Has that natural stack at 100-100, not that bad. Does have position on the Mega, though. Needs to be careful, because that's a great rocket from k1llsen. Jumps over with the tri-bolt, knocking Rapha into the Mega. A little bit unfortunate, but does melt away that armor. Gets armor of his own, and that LG float could have been so dangerous. Doing so much damage on the jump over to k1llsen.
I guess the position you find yourself in when you are able to get so many champions in a short space of time is technically it could be a wash of a round. But in k1llsen's case, and you know, the fact that Rapha will take it one life at a time in essence, if k1llsen wants to win defensively, he has a lot of work to do. There's a lot of scope here for things to go wrong. Another fight's going to break out, but doesn't look like either player is engaging too hard in that one. Rapha's going to try and get a good angle to maybe catch k1llsen on the teleporter, but k1llsen's not going to take the bait. And a wise choice, as Rapha now acknowledges it should be safe to collect that heavy.
About halfway through the round here, the Tribolt's going to be good enough to give k1llsen the information as he fades away towards the back hall. Just holding these angles, checking at both hallways, making sure Rapha's not pushing in, which he's not, but he is going to get in on this Mega. k1llsen might be able to snake this from upper with an orb if he gets really brave. But again, no real reason to act that crazy as he's 2 champs ahead. Here comes Rapha through the telly, lots of LG damage. He's going to rocket jump across and try and cut off in the nail room. Surely k1llsen knows that's happening. He waits patiently by those 225s in the back hall.
And there's a chunky delay now too, between the Mega and the Heavy respectfully, so there's a reason Rapha's going to be coming back here and having this kind of as his next objective. Gets clipped by a rail, not before he can return one himself. Both players actually able to tank one. It depends on who's going to try and reach this Mega first. Yeah, Rapha should have been able to hear that. That should be safe to go and collect if this fight works out.
Oh, barely missing on that rail, but he's going to get in on the Mega as quick as he can. Armor up shortly as well. He's going to rocket jump back up, dodge the Tribolt damage, but it's getting close to that time where he needs to push. He's going to grab this Heavy, and he needs to start mounting an attack with 1:15 left, and that rail is going to be a fantastic start. Can he finish?
Had to waste just a tiny bit of time to go and get some rockets back, and Rocket technically on target, but just took a little bit too long to reach there. Here comes that 1 minute warning. The defensive orb was used by k1llsen. I'm not really sure what that was. I wonder if that was actually a mistake or something.
Oh, great rail. That totem initially doing a little bit of damage, maybe even slowing him down, giving Rapha the opportunity for that rail. And with 50 seconds left, he really needs to make it happen here. The rocket jump up aggressively. Totem comes out. The rocket's not landing. Switching to LG, trying to make it happen, and he does. Catches him out. 35 HP, no Mega up for 13 seconds. This is very dangerous here as Rapha's very weak and just a sitting duck.
It was such a calculated fight too. There was no hasty weapon swaps there. And Rapha is still in danger though, a significantly lower stack than k1llsen, who was looking on a really chunky stack actually by comparison. It's going to be in a position now where it's the last champion to take the round at least, so you know the sudden death again kind of meaningless at this stage. It's going to be one champion, and that's going to be either the map or the round. Rapha, I think, would be very happy to take this 3-1 and give himself a wonderful comfort zone. And missed rail. Unfortunate now, Rapha doesn't eat one on the way down. I think just milliseconds away from actually getting clipped by that. That's a shot k1llsen normally definitely takes. And here we go. Jumps down. Oh, wow. Gets a little bit of bonus damage on the way down.
Rocket Splash will give Rapha the information he needs. 1 frag away from closing out this first map. He's going to delete that turret. Ooh, k1llsen with a great defensive rail here. A little bit of Tribolt as well, and that'll always help. Totem goes down from Rapha, waiting patiently on this Mega. Clean pickup. With that rocket. Fantastic from k1llsen. The LG not so bad here as k1llsen is very weak. Needs to be careful. Has 225s to work with. Great rail from Rapha.
Great rail from k1llsen as well, though, as they actually traded out. And it kind of feels to me like, again, it's an interesting game of who's going to sort of pull the trigger the first here. As the stacks are dead even, almost completely even on both the ammunition, the health they're looking at. Some really wonderful defensive rockets that were played out, and at least the turret's now going to disappear. Fortunately, the rail doesn't land its mark, but Rapha probably seeing it a little bit too risky, trying to take the Heavy at this moment.
That fake rocket jump there, it gives him enough time. The rail will come out, but a totem and 225s will heal Rapha back up. But look at that, it's like he didn't even get the Heavy at all.
I guess on the flip side, k1llsen wasn't able to get it himself, but at this point, k1llsen looks pretty comfortable where he's currently at. He has so much ammo too. That's what really separated him and Rapha, is that Rapha did recently run out of rockets. k1llsen's sitting on a plenty. Ooh. There's just something about Rapha's predictive rockets that are just so fantastic. They've been on fire all tournament.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic, as he's going to re-up on those rockets. He's also going to eat a rail. Needs to be very careful here. k1llsen looking for the kill shot. Won't get it.
Okay, there remains a delay throughout Mega and Heavy. In this case, k1llsen should be able to take it comfortably. Another one of those crazy positions where during sudden death, challenging a pickup is a big risk to take. Speaking of which, Heavy is going to be next. Is Rapha going to concede this as well, or is he going to try and fight for it? Looks like for now he's going to be content again, letting k1llsen take it. And Rapha, I think, is going to be trying to set up shop, get those long-range rails, chip away the life, take a fight when it's more likely that he'll win it. k1llsen with a slight delay before destroying the turn. Almost like for a split second he didn't want to give his position away.
Get taken again by k1llsen. That split proving to be crucial here as he's trying to make his way towards the Heavy, but Rapha with the nail spam trying to keep him at bay. The play through the telly comes out, and so does the tri-bolt from k1llsen. Rapha hanging in there trying to hit a rail, but can't. Now k1llsen might push this advantage, trying to be sneaky about it though and catch him out in the nail room. Totem goes down to heal up Rapha a little bit. Tri-bolt won't give him the information, so k1llsen, at the time being, giving up on the chase, but those rockets, he's like, how dare you destroy my German engineering?
After all that work, this has been a pretty substantial sudden death line, I have to say, and it's been very calculated. However, k1llsen, that's a bad time to get caught off guard, actually. A fair amount of that stack went down before he could do anything about it. His rockets have been superb. Rapha, pretty weak. One direct would do it. And the Heavy, a massive risk to take. k1llsen taking that risk, but will he live to regret it?
That rail was so good from Rapha here, but k1llsen's stack looks a little bit better here, a little bit worse off for the health, but the Mega right there is going to be looking okay. But the rockets, wow, that almost kept him out there. The rail follow-up just in case. Goes through the portal, hits his own rail. Chasing with rockets, a little bit of damage. Oh, misses the follow-up. Rapha does have a totem to work with here. Not really able to get that overstack going as we round into 4 minutes of sudden death.
This is one of those very, very scary sudden deaths to play, though, that k1llsen needs this long round just to stay alive in the map. You know, if Rapha can win this round, he'll essentially breathe easy for a few minutes while they load into the second one. But you know, even if k1llsen were to take this round, they still have an entire one to go. Such a mental marathon these players have to run. k1llsen out of ammo, unfortunately, but it's right near rockets, so who cares? 2 totems down for Rapha. We are reaching overstack territory.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's a matter of who's going to crack first. They're both sticking to their guns. No one wants to overcommit. No one wants to give it. Rapha doesn't want to just give away this round just because he has one to spare. He wants to close this out. k1llsen looking for any kind of mistake to capitalize on, and Rapha's just doing so well at not making one.
It's one of those rockets defensively caught him beforehand. Ooh, Rapha landing 3 in a row. Even if it wasn't chunky damage, it's better than nothing, as k1llsen was unable to return the favor, and this is the dangerous position right now. Look at those flames go on the bottom of the screen. Has to retreat if he needs it. Watch out for the LG. So much damage has been done, and he is weak indeed.
33 HP, needs to be very careful. 225s to work with. And that fight did not go the way he wanted, but he does still have 2 totems up, one coming shortly for that overstack. About 5 seconds as k1llsen uses the trampoline and says, no, that doesn't seem safe. Rapha spamming some rockets now, just trying to keep k1llsen at bay, setting up this last totem for that overstack.
In fact, this is only map 1, and Rapha's run out of rails. That's a little bit of a bummer right there. He's got the ammo now, but that's damage I think he would have happily taken. Had to give up the Heavy, the time wasted to grab that rail. Looks like a pursuit's being laid. Massive damage, and just like that, near a 6-minute overtime, k1llsen gets the job done.
That was a phenomenal play by k1llsen there, just staying true to cycling the items, keeping the damage up, and hitting fantastic rockets in that backhaul to tie it at 2. And yeah, if this map is going to set the tone for this series like this, it's going to be a long one.
Yeah, it's definitely a good one. k1llsen trying to potentially go in for the 2 starting items again, which unfortunately doesn't work out this time. Rapha gets the Mega at last. It's actually been 2 rounds since Rapha started the round with something significant. But now it's going to be map point for both of these players. And crazy to think, Lions, this has just been map 1. I mean, they've played for so long already, and this is a, best of 5 we're talking about here.
I feel I've had 4 birthdays as Rapha hitting that rail, getting the Heavy, and going to drop quickly down to the Mega. huge stack advantage now, just needs to find k1llsen. k1llsen firing one warning shot there with the rockets. Great rail from Rapha. What a jumping rail there as he's going to try and close the gap with the shotgun. A little bit of chip damage, the orb up, and here comes the chase. Surely this will be a frag. The LG is good. k1llsen gets a little bit of rocket damage, but no biggie. Rapha will close in on his first kill.
I was just superbly chased. You know, Rapha's knowledge for when to go in. No, it's almost like, you know, Ranger is one of those champions that is hard to run away from because of that orb. That said, an excellent vertical rail from k1llsen to answer back, making the Mega very risky. Good choice from Rapha to use the self-damage to the rocket jump. The rocket jump was going to do significantly less damage than a rail would have done in that situation.
Lines up the shot, but can't quite find it. Unfortunate for Rapha, but again, does have a 50 to work with. And with the champ advantage, he could play a little bit slower. They might get caught out here. A fantastic initial rocket from k1llsen here. Rapha not getting crazy, just holding position. Needs to be careful, and that's a rocket from underneath, and that one's gonna hurt. 13 HP. Gonna have to try and use these bubbles to heal back up, and k1llsen surely knows that that was a fat rocket, wants to chase after it and try and close this kill.
That was quite literally right up Ranger's ass, my word. That was like a completely just from the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Ouch!
Oh yeah, it's gonna hurt.
Smarts, man. Either way, here comes a fight. We could see another frag land here, but the dire orb's gonna give Rapha the escape. The gift that keeps on giving is that orb. Even post-patch, it's just the maneuverability alone is phenomenal. Damage on the tri-bolt, a significant amount of that. Rapha's in a bit of a tricky position here. k1llsen getting the Mega, Rapha too weak to fight. The problem is, you know, when you're forced into that power-up room, you get put in an interesting position where the second your resources run dry, you're almost a sitting duck sometimes.
Yeah, but that rail from k1llsen is so important here. So he's hitting decent rails, 22 for 61 rails.
I think given the fact that the angles are almost entirely built out of difficulty here, like it's very, very rarely is Rapha being in a position where, hey, he's out in the open, I'll land a rail. It's always like there's a toe sticking out around a corner or something. So.
Yeah, drive-by rail on tribal platform, something of this nature. k1llsen again playing slow, which he does have some time to work with. It's not the end of the world, 2 minutes. We've seen him do it before.
A certain guy in the crowd once said there's still time. Oh, that was a very, very attractive tri-bolt. Giving k1llsen a little bit of info. Rapha still healthy for a fight though, and now it's going to be Mega Health spawning next. k1llsen might not necessarily want to give things up. He's actually got the totem already as a setup. And there it is. Let's undo that damage, and the totem just a worthy tax to pay to get heavy armor on deck.
Oh, and this is gonna hurt. The rockets coming in for Rapha. He's trapped. The dire orb back in. 13 HP. It almost pays off, but k1llsen gets that frag extremely weak. He needs to not. That Rapha quickly gets the refrag, and he just. Yeah, he's very upset. Actually taking his hands off, he's like, I need a breather. What was that? I don't believe it.
I'd say just take some time. Of all the spawns that Rapha needed, I think that was the #1. Not only next to the rail, but to get the perfect angle to finish the job. Any other spawn,
and
I don't
to hit
think he
the
could have
shot.
chased it. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, he's still capitalized. Got to give props to Rapha. It was both unlucky for k1llsen, but masterfully capitalized on by Rapha. But yeah, k1llsen needs to unfortunately not let it affect him. I know it's easier said than done from where we're sitting, but there are still rounds left to go here.
Not gonna capitalize on that opportunity for the rail here. So we're getting closer and closer. 30 seconds until the end of this map, and the LG pin is gonna be too strong, and Rapha is gonna take Blood Run after quite the lengthy battle.
Indeed, I think that, dare I say, that might even be the longest map that we've seen today. There was a significant amount of overtime, especially the 6-minute one. That said, k1llsen, when you lose a map like that, there's definitely a lot of reflecting you kind of need to do. He was kind of very visually disgruntled by how that last frag went, and for good reason, right? Like it was definitely unfortunate for him that right as he makes the miracle play and gets the kill he needs, the respawn happens right where he doesn't want Rapha to be.
Yeah, he's like, I just need a second, and I'm railed. So yeah, that's got to be disheartening there. But again, like we said, Rapha might be able to take it, but k1llsen did not make it easy by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh no, but absolutely. And the fact that was only map 1, I think, kind of shows us that we have good things to expect. And yeah, this was the fight right here. You know, k1llsen had no health remaining, and right as he tries to regain elements of control, it was pretty much stolen away from him like a bad practical joke. But no time to reflect now, as we are going into the second map. That's going to be Veil of Nath, which does leave us a little bit concerned. k1llsen versus Agent. We saw the exact same map, and k1llsen looked pretty lost against Agent, just very visually uncomfortable. The champion lineup was a little bit different. If memory serves me correctly, I do believe actually when they played, k1llsen actually wasn't in the lineup at all.
I don't believe so, no. I think Eisen ruled supreme as k1llsen just kind of thinking it over. That's not good. You never want to see that.
Well, deliberation, I think, is I mean, it's mandatory here, right? You know, k1llsen hasn't got long to calculate what he should be doing. You know, in between maps, you get a few minutes, but then you're straight back into the meat grinder. And Rapha just kind of looking cool and calm and collected as always. And him capitalizing on that spawn actually is almost like a testament to how composed Rapha is. You know, he didn't use his spawn as an opportunity to, you know, waste a few moments to try and just catch his breath. It didn't go in his favor, but then he was ready to capitalize like not even 10 seconds later, spawn included. Very, very, very respectable. So it's going to be Death Knight, Eisen, and k1llsen for Rapha. Very dangerous lineup on Veil, actually. A lot of close range potential, setup potential from Eisen and k1llsen, and just damage and denial from Death Knight. Who's the final champ going to be? It's going to be Eisen and k1llsen coming out for k1llsen as well. So I reckon we're going to see a nice old display of what modern Veil looks like.
Yeah, and Rapha has to feel good about taking that map away and then going into his own map pick. He's so strong on this map. k1llsen, again, that performance against Agent, not the best, but maybe he can use that to readjust and kind of play a little stronger against Rapha here on Veil of Nas. We're going to get into it. Acid everywhere. Map number 2 of this semifinal between Rapha and k1llsen. And this one should be a good one. If the first map was any indication.
I definitely feel like I favor Veil of Nath with Rapha over basically anyone at this stage. So we can definitely, I think, agree that Rapha is the favorite to win this map, which is why it was unfortunate for k1llsen. I do believe Blood Run was his choice.
Yep.
And this was Rapha's choice. So we could see a 2-0 here, or maybe k1llsen's going to pull off what has been seemingly difficult for him today, at least. Either way, it's k1llsen first, and this is a very, very common strategy on the Veil of Nath, where it's about k1llsen's setting up their totems. Whoever has the high ground, in this case, it's going to be Rapha. He has the advantage right now. He can control this heavy. k1llsen's going to get in and out, minimal damage taken, but Rapha's going to make chase, and now the teleport is going to be a hard tax to pay for the damage he's going to take. But now Rapha, a hard risk. Rocket jump just to get the Mega. He knows it's going to be unsafe now, but with the totem ready to go, I wonder how he's going to use it.
He's content with saving it for a fight here. Pocket totem's never a bad thing as he's trying to track k1llsen. Misses out on the opportunity for the rail, but he says that's fine. I'll delete your totem and take this heavy. And the split is fantastic. He has more than enough time to get back on this Mega. k1llsen has to kind of keep his distance and hope that he can hit some shots here. The rockets come raining in. The LG from Rapha Strong, also a rocket. Or tickle, and then the rail to finish it off, and then it just leaves the Mega up for an even nicer split here. Drops back to the rocket to defend, and Rapha looking really strong right off the bat.
Now he's able to get some of the early setup. I believe his totem was just taken out there though, so k1llsen wasting in no time. If I'm going to spawn, I'm going to shut down that one tool that just makes the map, pretty much half the map, impossible to access. And now it's going to be heaven for Rapha pushing forward. k1llsen has got an amazing stack though. Teleporting to the orb might have sealed his fate.
Wow.
And it is indeed. There's a rocket kill for Rapha again. Looking as strong as we expect to see on this map. And now it's going to be k1llsen down to his final champion for this first round.
Looks so strong. Hit the 2 rails and then just the dire orb into LG, and that's going to hurt.
I mean, you can just see this constant circuit being ran here from Rapha. And the second you have that control over the top of the map, you have vision over every important pickup. And Rapha's going to be using that. Here comes some rockets, and my God, how did that even happen so quickly? That's going to be round 1 for Rapha, just like that. And a big part of it comes down to just his amazing understanding of this map, you know, knowing where you're likely to run away, where your spawns are likely to go as well. And like even at the very start of this round, I'm interested to see how the round starts, because there are more favorable spawns for grabbing rocket and having advantages and stuff. Like Rapha spawning right next to the rocket, that's a great spawn to have.
Yeah, one of the best spawns possibly in the game here, as you get straight access to a rocket, LG.
I mean, just look at that, 15 seconds, and he's got an LG, a rocket launcher, and the Mega. He's already got a totem down too, like that setup. In less than 20 seconds, my boy's ready to go.
Easy peasy, but k1llsen doing a little bit of rocket damage, trying to make sure Rapha's not peeking over that edge.
Ooh, wonderful return rail.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, it's giving up the heavy armor just to try and get some high ground. So that's a price worth paying in k1llsen's book. That said, we're gonna have another rocket 1v1, but the damage is real. He's in a lot of trouble. He's gonna undo that. Can actually take multiple rails given the circumstances. He's actually run out of rockets here. That is unfortunate.
Rapha really wants to chase this k1llsen so weak. He's gonna grab the 50 armor, but still looking to press the issue, keep the pressure on. k1llsen trying to delay as much as he can here. Maybe do some damage on this heavy. Misses with the rail, has to concede. Goes up the jump pad. What a rail from Rapha. Is he gonna push this? Goes through, eats the totem, but he has the LG out and could get the kill, and he does. He knew he had the stack, and that was the proper push there to get that frag.
It's just one of those situations where you kind of weigh up how much damage you're likely to take in the fight, and there's no way Rapha didn't factor in the damage of the totem as well and just saw it as worth it. Took the fight easily. The dire orb's not going to work. Unfortunately, k1llsen's really been unable to make those dire orbs really do anything in this series. In this case, just leaving himself out in the open. Down to his final champion again, and Rapha's his Galena on this map is looking untouchable, just completely and utterly.
3 seconds left. It looks like k1llsen's gonna bully Rapha off of this mega, which is great. There's the initial rail. Is he gonna follow one up? k1llsen actually pushing a little bit. Wisely drops down here, as he doesn't have any armor. Rapha looking for the shot. He's gonna grab more LG. Wait on this 50 shard in the window. Heavy will be up shortly, so Rapha does have the clear path over there. As k1llsen finally making his way towards LG and rockets.
It just constantly seems like k1llsen's unable to actually find his footing. He's going to do a little bit of an obstruction there with the turret. Turret's not going to last long though, and serve its purpose to block off some of the damage. But no matter how many times k1llsen is trying to fight back, it just looks like, you know, Rapha's dug his heels in deep. There's no way to take this guy off his throne here on Vale, and I'm actually wondering if the third round's just going to go the same way.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he even had a rail at that point. Kind of peeked out for a long-range rocket, and Rapha was just ready with the rail at that angle.
So it's been Galena both times again. I do really sort of agree with trying to fight fire with fire in this regard. If you do finally manage to take out that Galena from Rapha, you kind of get, in essence, you can pretty much do what he's been doing to you. But ultimately, k1llsen has been unable to actually get that first frag, which is just causing him so many problems.
Good rocket, though. k1llsen. Wow, fantastic rail through that grate.
Threading the needle.
Some might say that rail was pretty great.
Got him.
Does have to concede on the heavy, unfortunately, as the rockets from Rapha too strong, but the rockets from k1llsen are fantastic. He actually gets the mega and finishes the frag. Those are rockets so strong from k1llsen.
Now he's finally in this position. You know, Rapha has gone in with Death Knight, so theoretically he might have been trying to go for potentially refragging abilities, knowing that he'd done so much damage to k1llsen. Unfortunately now, though, the stack has been undone. That's an excellent rail. Rapha doing some damage, actually, but is it going to be enough? No, it will not. Two fantastic rockets at close range. It's going to, at long last, put k1llsen on the map. Oh my god, look how much mess is on that teleporter. Ugh.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Mature rated game, boys. Look away.
This is with the jump over rail here, as k1llsen would really like to finish this round off. Goes through the TP a little bit. Rapha just holding down that nail gun.
Now, the thing about Rapha is that because he has such an eye for this map, if it's the other side and there's one champion left, you would almost like count out whoever Rapha is against. But in his position, he were to get one fantastic frag, which could happen. He's got Eisen, and Eisen is in many ways equally as effective setting up on teleporters as Galena on this map because of obstructions and damage. We've seen that before when it was k1llsen versus Agent, the exact same kind of thing. And there's plenty of this round left to go. 3 minutes on the clock. That's a lot of time to get the job done on a map as small as this. But that's a significant amount of setup now. 2 totems down, 18 seconds away from having all 3.
Yeah, k1llsen looking really strong here. Has that totem infrastructure set up, just patrolling the upper area here, just waiting any kind of sound cue, and it looks like the fight over the heavy is going to break out. Rapha doesn't fully commit to the jump over, gets a little bit of an LG tickle. Now he jumps over in the rail, unfortunately from k1llsen will miss, as Rapha makes his way over to the mega trying to get some damage in. Can't land the rail, and k1llsen will net that for free. But again, the pressure is on Rapha here. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in the round.
And here comes the overstack because it's all 3 totems. That's also a very dangerous teleport to take if Rapha can't kind of clear the farm, as it were. But That is rocket jumps, and just like that, I don't even think.
for one.
Yeah, Rapha's objective there wasn't even to do damage to k1llsen. I think it was to try and get rid of those totems. That said, will it make a difference? He's now frighteningly weak, and it just comes that what the mix-up game.
Yeah, a little bit of a dance there, and k1llsen says, "No, I don't want to dance forever." 1-2, k1llsen puts himself on the board, and that's exactly what he needed.
It's very pivotal to get the first frag. It really is, especially when you're both playing as Galena. It's good to see that k1llsen is in essence able to pretty much do the exact same thing. You know, Rapha, he's no slouch. He understands that Galena controlling the top is a very, very dangerous combination. And he wasn't going to mess with it. Unfortunately, he couldn't really do anything about it either, and was just simply delaying the inevitable at that point. But that said, new round, new day. It's going to be 2 Galenas again. I expect to see very much the same kind of thing.
Rapha trying to get out on these rockets. 2 Galenas enter the rocket room here as the nail spam strong enough to get him away. Rapha making his way over to the heavy. The rocket's fantastic from k1llsen here, popping him around. Oh, the rockets from Rapha, though. He's going to push through, misses with the rail. 80 HP, k1llsen uses that totem. No rockets to work with, though. Needs to escape.
And at this stage, actually trying to retreat to the rocket launcher, especially now he's just heard it's been collected. Kind of risky. With the stack he had at the time, there was no way he was going to try and recharge at that point, but caught by the LG and just too much damage in too short a space of time. He's going to lose his first champion again, and we've seen what's happened here before.
Same old story as the Dire Orb comes out, and that's fantastic from k1llsen. Down to 10 HP. Rapha needs to escape. The Mega will be up in the rocket jump. Will net him at the Mega. Very, very risky play there. k1llsen almost got that refrag incredibly quickly.
I think it was Rapha just decided to get in and out very, very quickly. And that entire 180 was a good choice. He's trying to sort of establish a little bit more control up the top again. A long time until he gets his totem, though. That'll be slightly assisted if he can pick up those health bubbles, should he be taking damage because of Galena's passive, but only a small addition is that, I think. Heavy's going to get collected. Rapha back on the board. You can see in the X-ray vision here, you know, k1llsen's trying to be super careful. Unfortunately, Rapha does get the drop on him. Not much damage so far, but one fantastic rail. Swapping to the rocket launcher at the last second, so Rapha does not want any part in that. And it's going to be totem first, Mega second. Optimization. Let's get max health and then the overstack.
Love it, I love it. As Rapha has huge stack now. k1llsen doing well with these rails, keeping him at bay, but again, down by a champion. He's going to go for the heavy. The orb play comes out, but he's going to eat 190 damage. The rock, the rail combo, fantastic at the LG to finish it. Rapha so strong in that combat there, but looking for the opening rocket onto the LG. k1llsen will not spawn there, though.
I think the one saving grace for k1llsen on this map so far is that the kind of typical tale of Rapha kind of setting up prematurely when he gets a frag just in case he gets the miracle spawn. Hasn't really happened so far, so k1llsen at the very least has spawned and had room to breathe. I think that's one of the reasons to be able to kind of run around and get a little bit of his resources together. Hits one of those rails, actually misses the second one, unfortunately. Here comes the rocket fight, but he can't challenge it. He's too weak. Rapha's weak as well, though. Piles in for the rail, and it was a, you know, I'm prepared to win the entire map on that rail.
Yeah, that was I'm going to take this map or I'm not, but there come the flames. k1llsen, 30 HP. His turret giving him some covering fire here. The rocket coming in. k1llsen needs to be extremely careful here. 30 HP. The rocket's just not hitting. The rails are. Needs to find a second one here as Rapha's hanging by a thread. He's got almost nothing to work with here.
And the armor's still not going to do anything until he gets health, of which finally he's been able to collect. But still, danger zone. Watch out for this one. I cannot believe he's still alive. Cannot believe it. And oh,
finally,
no, the acid.
Yeah, don't do acid, kids. As k1llsen takes him down, ties it up, and it's going to be Eisen on Eisen here. k1llsen looking a lot stronger, looking to send this into a 5th round.
I wouldn't even consider Rapha dying to acid a blunder. I mean, he had to run away, and if it just happens to be there, my God, what a turnaround! Just like that.
Just 1, 2, 3 done in the LG room as Rapha overcommits. It's not safe, and we're going to go into a 5th round on map number 2.
Man, the start of this round is everything. The start of this round is pivotal. Where are the spawns going to be? That's what I want to know. k1llsen gets the spawn. Fantastic. He's now going to be able to pick up 2 of the key items. He's going to get the Mega. There's an armor up there too. Like, my God, Christmas just came early for this guy.
And he still has that totem. He didn't opt to totem the telly, so he does have a pocket totem for a fight here, and it looks like he's going to drop. Nope. Thought he was going to drop down and try an LG from behind. Opts not to. A little Bit of a rocket spam. Almost nets him some damage and information, but
I feel like the plan was to save the totem, and just in case there was an early fight with his stack, he could use it as just like a final, you know, piece of utility. And then when he changed his mind to disengage, he's now got the control. Rapha gets one rocket. Needs a little bit more where that came from. k1llsen himself very low. The rail's going to miss, but with nothing left, this is a little bit unfortunate for him. Going down to get more rockets can be quite risky if Rapha heads him off. Seems to be slowed by just half a second. And there we go, just like that. We're kind of resetting back to a neutral state. k1llsen, though, does still have his totem up top, which are going to kind of give him that automatic up top control. Two nice rockets. He's going to go in for some LG damage as well. Rapha in danger here. Very, very weak.
This totem and rocket combination was just enough to keep k1llsen out. He couldn't push through the totem, and the rockets knocked him back just enough. But all the items are going towards k1llsen here. Could catch him out near this back hallway. k1llsen just trying to go off the sound, pushes in, switches to the rockets, and gets the frag. 4 HP, though. Rapha does a good job of putting out as much damage as he can, and he might be able to get this refrag, pushing in with the LG in the rocket room, and that's going to do it, even bursting into flames for a little bit of extra insurance.
It's super common that Rapha will switch to Death Knight after death as well, especially in those circumstances. You know, the Flame Strike, even if it's not the damaging ability it used to be, it's still fantastic for picking up a refrag if the opponent's weak. Very hard to miss in this kind of close proximity too. Big damage on the Tri-Bolt. He does not opt to teleport to the Dire Orb. Would have been a massive risk. He wants to kind of maintain that control up top. He has finally jumped down, but Rapha is looking a little bit worse for wear. And with this being the final round, again, it's one of those pivotal moments, isn't it? Rapha being 2-0 up, or k1llsen's going to make it 1-1. That's a pretty significant either way.
Absolutely insane, because both maps have gone already to the 5th round. It's very tense right now as Rapha jumps over, hits a great rail. Will he find the follow-up? Preemptively shoots, just misses as k1llsen dodges that one, but the chase is on here. Flames are up as well. That rocket is phenomenal from Rapha. Can he find another one? He'll find the rail. k1llsen extremely weak. Rapha not looking so hot either, though. Does have a better stack. He's going to try and jump down by the rail and cut off. Has 2 25s to work with. Still hasn't used that flame strike.
A little bit unfortunate for Rapha. It kind of appeared he wasn't able to pick up that small health bubble on his way, so he had to kind of detour back and take the one on the right. You may think that might not be such a big deal, but when the chase is on and Rapha's trying to make this comeback happen, then every little helps. Unfortunately, missing the rail does land the second one, which may deter k1llsen. Actually, looks like it has done. It's caused him to disengage, but Rapha gets the good read on the teleporter. Actually, he doubles back, and he gets the frag. This is so important.
k1llsen gets pushed into the Mega and then comes back through, and Rapha's just sitting there, and k1llsen gets the frag. And this is fantastic for k1llsen here, because he does have the advantage. Rapha's down to his Eisen. Needs to make a lot of magic happen, does have the time to do it, but needs to get in on some items. And with that initial rocket, that's fantastic. Goes through the telly, needs to be careful. k1llsen putting out the damage and getting the heavy. Rocket jumping immediately back up to the Mega, and he's going to take full control of the map with 1:30 left.
And that Mega's just going to make his life even easier, especially as that Dire Orb has just become available now. This kind of does spell bad news for Rapha. Using the stack, he can go in if he pleases, and it looks like this should be a kill going in his favor. He's going to chase it down, get to the final rocket, and there we have it. It's going to be one map apiece. Funny enough, they're actually beating each other on their own map choices.
Yeah, stealing each other's maps away, and k1llsen's pumped after that one, as he should be. That was a great performance there, and I feel like all of these maps might go to the 5th round.
I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, would not be surprised. And actually, it's impressive enough that Rapha, during a small period, as of very, very recently, looks like no one could beat him on Veil. He just, you know, with the exception of obviously Razy was at the Italian Esports Open, had a run of his life. But that said, it still would have given us a very strong opinion that when Rapha picks Veil in, he's probably gonna win. This is important for k1llsen to show that when it's not in his favor and it's not a map that maybe he doesn't really want to play, he can still pull off the win when it counts. And just like that, we're going into a map 3. There's so much games left to go in this Series 14.
Yeah, very, very exciting. We are absolutely spoiled here as we're going to get into the 3rd map shortly. Look at these rockets, though, from k1llsen. Just absolutely fantastic play here.
It's one of those sort of like interesting fights where it's point blank. He's so close to Rapha where it's like he's forcing these like close range rockets that are just as close as we're sitting right now. Yeah, it somehow feels like he's able to land massive damage and dodge damage in return. It's quite a skill to have, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. His defensive rockets are phenomenal. The offensive ones there were good enough to net him the map, and we're going to go into the 3rd one. Corrupted Keep, no rail on this one, so we won't see k1llsen. But again, those rockets so strong.
And dare I say, I actually feel like k1llsen's rockets have been a little bit more impressive. You know, Rapha, when it comes to his rocket game, especially as of recently, it's been more built around like those, you know, he's going to make that read on where you're going to go, or he can listen to you and he fires, judging by the audio cues. But when it's just straight up a brawl, you know, we're close range and it's time to make the damage happen, k1llsen seems to be coming off a little bit better, and I think that's going to benefit Corrupted Keep quite heavily. We'll see what the choices are going to be. k1llsen makes a lot of sense, Ranger's coming back, k1llsen gets selected again. This is so standard, you know, this is what we're expecting. Eisen's will also. I think these guys aren't going to try and, you know, they're not going to try and reinvent the wheel here. They're going to go with the lineups that work.
I wonder if Death Knight, nope, Ranger. I see another Death Knight from Rapha on this one, but yeah, pretty standard lineups on both sides, and k1llsen just trying to zen out before we get into this map. Both players want a piece of that first place prize.
I mean, as we go later on into the tournament, the difference in prize money does start to change quite significantly. And as to remind you, anyone that may have just joined us, this is the semi-finals and the first semi-final of that. We still have Avec versus Cooler after this, but well, it's safe to say we are a long way away from that.
Yep, as we get into Corrupted Keep, the third map here, the series is split 1-1. Who's going to take the third one as Rapha gets a quick LG spawn, and the fight over rockets, as per usual, breaks out. LG is good. k1llsen raining down rockets, hits one that matters. 2 25s to work with and a totem, so Rapha quickly healing back up. k1llsen not able to hit that rocket, but the second one is phenomenal. The third one, not so much. Rapha trying to machine gun as best he can. That's pretty good for k1llsen there, as he kind of got the bad end of that fight with the LG initially, but now if he could stabilize and stay alive here, but Rapha not letting that occur, and also gets the heavy, and that is unfortunate. He can also double back for the Mega as well, so full control goes to Rapha, waiting for the sound cue, adding a little bit of delay between the items, and this is a really strong start from Rapha.
I think that delay is going to be really important for how Rapha chooses to play the rest of this. He now knows that he can kind of cycle around. Heavy can be his next objective. If he assumes k1llsen might try and double back and take the Mega, he'll have time to naturally turn around and get it before it spawns. Another rocket's going to come out. Easy money. He's going to finish things off with this Heavy, no doubt. Position himself for the totem. And there's a lot of obstacles on the map now. You know, Eisen, and just like that, I don't think k1llsen was ready for it to be there. You're so used to the totem being on the outside, you don't expect it to be on the entry.
Yeah, and there's the LG, and he's going to go straight for the kill here, and k1llsen didn't expect that at all. And Rapha with a quick first round. I think he heard you when he said that k1llsen's rockets were better. I think he got a little offended.
Well, prove me wrong. I'm more than happy for you to do that. But it kind of just goes to show just how different these maps can be, and how we had almost timeouts on all the way on Blood Run, and Veil was just a little bit strange, I think we use that wording, and Corrupted Keep is where things become really up close and personal. But most importantly as well, just denying LG, really keeping LG with an iron fist in the center, and he spent most of the round there.
So much Good LG. God. And I like what Rapha did here. He just switched and used Eisen first. He's so good at switching off the spawn and keeping you guessing off what's going to happen, but the rockets from k1llsen into the MG are absolutely fantastic, and Rapha can't believe it. As k1llsen will get the Mega for his trouble. The refrag not going to come out. Rapha realizes that the machine gun's not going to do enough damage. Does get back for the Heavy, and that's going to be huge for him. But he is stuck here as k1llsen pushes again with the LG, gets good damage, and orbs back to deny rockets, but taking a lot of damage. That machine gun doing so much.
k1llsen realizing as well that he was not healthy enough to take that fight, and even now I think Rapha is kind of keeping him bullied away a little bit. Anytime k1llsen decides to peek now is going to be a humongous risk. Fires a rocket on the dire orb just in case Rapha decides to teleport, but it's not worth it. Ooh, just like that, so much LG damage dished out in a short space of time. Rapha, yeah, kind of what the play is going to be. He's nearby, knows he can take this fight without the Heavy. If he needs to, he can retreat back and get it, and that's exactly what he's going to do.
I really like that play. We see it so many times from Rapha and other players where they just leave up the item and push the advantage instead and say, I'll be back for you. There's no way they can get past me for it, and I'm going to get the frag. But with 33 HP, Rapha needs to be careful. The Mega is up for him. Will the LG work? And k1llsen tries to jump over, but gets melted, rides the lightning. I don't even know if he likes Metallica, but he does now as he's down onto his Eisen. Yeah, unfortunately for k1llsen, it was just one of those really, really almost like unwinnable situations. Wow. That's a trade that's going to be in Rapha's favor, by the way, as now it's going to be 2 rounds, nothing. But when k1llsen was by the LG, Rapha had just collected Mega. He had so much more stack, and k1llsen was so weak, there's nowhere to run. You have to essentially just dedicate to a direction. And
from where Rapha was currently sitting, he had all 3 exits covered with the LG angles. Phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, and this map going a lot quicker and a lot more dominant from Rapha here. Because again, he starts on the Eisen instead of the Galena. He will give up the Mega, and the orb play comes out from k1llsen, going Rockets to Mega. Rapha doesn't have much to work with except for Nail. He's trying to make his way over the Lightning. k1llsen making sure that doesn't happen, and Rapha has to escape over towards his Tribal.
Minimal delay actually on the Mega and Heavy, which is going to be interesting, I think. Rapha, for the first time in this map, hasn't really sort of been near the LG, so he's going to have to sort of experience the struggle without it for now. The question is going to be, does k1llsen try and push towards Heavy and take it for himself? If he ever tries to do that, he's going to be giving up LG. And the question would just be how much is he prepared to do that?
I really like the way he's using his Dire Orb. He drops right onto the Mega and Dire Orb's right back up, so there's no wasted time.
And there's that defensive Tribot again. Rapha just kind of trying to dip his toes in the water, I think, just in case he fully commits to that play. And again, yeah, just being utterly bullied away. And I love actually the choice to sit back and use the machine gun. He's just really keeping Rapha at a frustratingly far distance and outgunning him too. He can retreat back to his Heavy, of course, which is really useful for him, but he needs that LG. He really needs it, especially seeing as his opponent currently has it. You know, k1llsen can pretty much just kind of run rings around him with it for the time being.
Yeah, Rapha has 4 kills with the LG, so he really wants to get back in on that. Is such a crucial weapon on this map. Great rocket.
You have to realize as well that running in for the LG, it's a 2-way trip. So he's going in with the Totem, I think, to try and cover his back. He's going to be going in for the Mega first. Slightly late on it, which very much is unfortunate. No chance of going in there and collecting it. You can get the Heavy at the very least. But it's very, I think, interesting to see how Rapha is playing around not having the LG. Like, you can tell he's really trying to find the magic moment to go in, but k1llsen, just on the flip side, is just as much doing a phenomenal job of keeping him away from that room.
Absolutely, but Rapha is so patient, not willing to give up a frag just to try and get the LG, waiting for the perfect opportunity, as you mentioned. And look at this play right here. The rocket initially won't do damage, but the second 2 follow-ups are fantastic. You know, stalking his prey there.
If Rapha just got that initial rocket, we probably would have seen a dead k1llsen, because I think that grounded rocket was so calculated. He wanted 100 damage. He wanted k1llsen knocked up into the air. He would have been a guaranteed kill, and then he could have got the LG. But either way, it forced k1llsen away and finally gave him the reward he was looking for, which is that lightning gun. Is it going to be enough to kill the... No, he's run out of rockets!
That
oh no!
Could be the click heard around the world as k1llsen exhales deeply. Gets away with one there. That is unfortunate. Rapha with the perfect trap. Here he comes with the refrag, though, on the shotgun and says, okay, that was a gift.
You could see it in Rapha's facial expression there. That was very much, yeah, my bad. Sorry, guys. Don't. But, as we said, right, moments of slip-ups can be easily sort of recovered from if you're composed, and that's what Rapha's been. The fact that he was able to spawn and then immediately pick up another frag. Putting us straight back in that situation. Rapha now, though, being Ranger. I don't even know why that came out of my mouth. The Dire Orb is going to be a nice way to kind of get the LG and then escape, if that was the position he was in. Obviously, it's not going to be the same case now because they're in completely different positions.
Get the Heavy. There's a little bit of rocket damage there, giving him the information now. 1 minute 30 left in the round. k1llsen slowing things down a little bit here. The rocket good from Rapha for information again. Those preemptive pre-fire rockets from around the corner, not hitting necessarily hundos, but enough to give you the information, knock you off your trajectory, and here comes the shaft battle here. k1llsen trying to get some rocket damage, raining him down. The orb comes out, does a lot of damage, and Rapha switches to the LG and takes him out.
It just seemed to, he seemed to use the Dire Orb and teleport to it at a really strange time, almost like k1llsen was prepared for the orb, but when it finally came, he just almost wasn't ready for it for a split second. Either way, it's not going to be Rapha's problem now, as he is currently 1 champion away, which looks like it's going to be exactly what he needs, and there it is. It's going to be correct to keep going in the favor of Rapha.
Just such dominant play, 3-0, like that was, yeah, that was crazy. I mean, k1llsen had fantastic rockets on some of them to get the frags, but overall, Rapha asserting dominance here. k1llsen, he's feeling the pressure now.
I feel like k1llsen statistically had more LG accuracy than Rapha, but I think that might have just been a matter of he had less opportunity to actually land it. Because for the majority of that map, it was Rapha actually holding access to it. And we only really saw him out of control from that room for a short time. But the way he played around it was very, very impressive. And most of these replays are LG kills, and you can pretty much understand why. Like even this kill here, where k1llsen unfortunately put himself in a terrible, terrible position and paid the price. That said, that was just one map, and now we're loading into Awoken, I'm pretty sure, is our next one.
Yep. And this could be the last one, too. k1llsen really needs to readjust and figure out what he needs to do to try and push this to a 5th map. Of course, Rapha wants to get into the finals and try and host another trophy.
There's always going to be that conversation about fortitude, right? And endurance. I feel like of all the players in the world, it really is Team Liquid that have displayed the largest amount of that. You know, Rapha and Hang combined in 2v2 where they can play all day and all the way up until grand finals. Never lose form. That's the scary thing about a player like Rapha is to beat Rapha, you need to play perfect. And not only do you need to play perfect, you need to have these couple of moments of absolute genius that even catch him off guard. k1llsen has done that a few times. You can see it in the body language of how some of these frags are going. But you've got to be able to do it every single map you play, and that has such a mental cost on players.
I wonder if we'll see the Doomslayer from k1llsen.
He has picked it on Awoken before, hasn't he? So
yeah.
maybe.
I mean, the punches heard around the world got him here.
Oh, yes.
Maybe they'll get him another map. Nope.
Okay,
He's turning his back on what got him here. That's offensive.
Well, you know, that's what we call a one and done in the business. Just go in, punch him in the face, get out, and then never see your baby again. But on the flip side, actually, it looks to me like Rapha did indeed go with Doomslayer for what I saw. Unless I'm just completely blind. I'm pretty sure it was his last pick. But Visor on both sides too.
Yeah, no, Doomslayer on Rapha's side. Maybe he saw k1llsen playing earlier and was like, I like the way that looks. So we're going to get into this map. Awoken, Rapha looking to close out the series and head to another grand finals. k1llsen looking to extend to a 5th map. What will go down? Who will come out on top?
Well, if Rapha takes this map, he's going to be our first grand finalist. k1llsen has had such an incredible tournament so far. It would be a shame to see him go out this early. I'm pretty sure so many people out there want to see that final map scenario, but we'll see what happens. Ranger versus Doomslayer.
So much nail damage from Rapha. Eating a lot of rockets, that needs to be careful. 13 HP, that follow-up rocket was almost enough to take him out.
Has to go for that small health bubble, but just here comes k1llsen full speed ahead. Really not much Rapha could do apart from just hope to hit the magic rockets.
Yeah, I was surprised they lived that long, to be honest, as k1llsen chases him down and does a good job of staying on top of this mega re-ups on the rockets and a full rocket launcher saying, oh, that's mine, thank you very much.
Okay, so went from 0 to 15, so he's got plenty of rockets to get the job done for a fair while, on top of maintaining decent stack. And that's what's really important for him. He's well equipped to take this fight. Rapha, piercing sight went down a fair while ago, so the information Rapha had now would have been pretty limited up until k1llsen fired that rocket, and there we go. No damage taken. Rapha tries to head him off, and it's not going to work out. 2 frags just like that.
Huh.
Did you see what I just saw?
Was that what I think it was? I don't know, but the rail will miss initially here as the rockets come out next to that drive-through window, just forcing Rapha into this corner. He doesn't even like fast food. The LG comes out, and he will get melted, and k1llsen takes this first round.
And there we go, the turnaround that k1llsen desperately needed. You know, losing a map in the way of Corrupted Keeper can do many things to a player, especially this late on in tournament. And the fact that he was able to take the first round of the next map super dominantly with some of the slowest bags I've ever seen, I think that sort of spells good things for him, one would think.
Yeah, building that confidence again. The Dyror play heavy to a quick rocket launcher, and he's going to be able to push this here. So Rapha trying to stay alive, only has a machine gun. Will finally get a rail at least to defend himself and a shotgun, but still looking to try and get that rocket, rail, and LG.
I'm interested to see what Rapha can actually do with Doomslayer, because the big difference here is that he is going with him first.
There it is.
Oh, how did you like it? You can even see the grin on k1llsen's face. He's like, oh, so that's how that feels. I forgot the sting.
He's like, I've done that before.
Man just sees red. He can't control what he does.
Rapha missing with those rails, so k1llsen will net himself a free mega. But Rapha with the champ advantage for the time being here.
Like, you kind of see movement-wise why Rapha went for this champion, that, you know, anywhere Doomslayer wants to go on Awoken, he can pretty much get to easily, which does give you a lot. I think in 1v1, there's a lot more variety. It's unpredictable where you're going to retreat to or where you're likely to go. Rapha looking for the rail angle, but doesn't quite believe in it. Nice, good rocket jump, but he's taking a lot of LG on the way. He's going to use the jump pad. It's a risk, but unfortunately a risk that doesn't pay off.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. LG work from Rapha. k1llsen getting a bit too over-anxious there, trying to push the issue. Rapha takes advantage and a 2-champ lead, but the rockets from k1llsen, phenomenal. 11 HP. As I fumble over my words here, 225s make that 3 for Rapha and a 50. So gets away with one. That was very close. Those rockets almost on target to take him down.
k1llsen's kind of comboable from this health, though. Well, I say that right until he got the heavy armor, and that was just the perfect read. And the finesse for that final rail was impressive as well.
Even k1llsen giving it up. He's like, all right, that was pretty fantastic. I'll give you that.
I really do love the casual politeness from these guys, even this late on in tournament. Yeah. But yeah, it was just a good read from Rapha, understanding that heavy is probably going to get taken. Normally when someone takes a heavy and they've got a good stack, that's kind of the route they take, right? They try and go towards Mega and then set something up. Rapha with the LG laying in wait, perfect execution, got the read, and got the round there.
Gets a pretty good spawn here as he already has the trifecta rocket rail, and LG just needs to find him. k1llsen going for that shot through the crack will not land, but making his way back over to the Mega might hear out k1llsen as he gets a rail of his own. He's going to peek the corner, rockets out. k1llsen, that was a big fat rocket here. Items are synced up, slight delay on them now. Just about a second split. Rapha's holding this T-Con, trying to get some damage out. A little bit of tribal to pepper in towards k1llsen. Swap to the LG, and this could be dangerous for k1llsen here as he's going to escape through the telly and miss a rail.
Interesting scenario there for Rapha, though. He still has a really impressive stack, and with the sheer amount of weapons that he's got, you kind of have to worry about when he catches k1llsen off guard. You know, k1llsen going for this heavy might even be a risk at this stage because it's more likely that Rapha's going to be ready for it. He's shown this many times, and there it is. There's the rail to set up, which puts him way too weak. I love that choice to escape through the cubby hole. Very important. He's now been able to pick up the Mega. Perfect answer back, in fact. Very smart stuff there from k1llsen, but Rapha still making chase.
Oh, good rocket, too, from k1llsen there, keeping the chase at bay for the time being. Ooh, missing with the rail though, but Rapha even saw it coming. Unfortunately missed a rail of his own.
You can tell from k1llsen, the second you're against Doomslayer though on Awoken, you kind of need to sit there and be a little bit more, I think, attention focused, listening out for those audio cues, because Doom getting those kind of, you know, those non-rocket jumpable jumps, getting around the map.
Oh, the rockets from Rapha switch to LG, and that'll take out k1llsen. k1llsen not happy about that one at all. He's going to spawn in on the Galena here. Try and turn this one around as Rapha goes up a frag.
I feel like Rapha's Doomslayer, it's multi-layered into why it's such a good choice, not only because of the maneuverability, but in these close-range rocket fights that k1llsen has been basically dominating the entire series. Now he has to deal with an instant double jump. You know, Doomslayer is, that is his payout. That is why Doomslayer is weak to LG, because he is fantastic against rockets. Up close, k1llsen is now really struggling to gauge when he should and shouldn't go for rockets up close, because when is he going to double jump? Who knows? The entire time he's doing damage to you. It's a great combination.
Yeah, fantastic. They're kind of like that tribal. k1llsen eats a lot of it, but he does stack back up. Wow, ooh, fantastic rail. k1llsen on the back foot now, throws down a totem, has 225s to work with in this banana area, but Rapha's going to push this and get the frag with the rockets, and k1llsen more and more upset here. As time goes by, he needs to calm down, stay on top of his game, and those rockets from Rapha into the LG are going to be enough, surely, by this heavy to finish off this frag, and there it is. And wow, Rapha up 2-1, one round away from another Grand Finals appearance. Can he do it?
I feel like there's many people out there that are really pulling for Rapha here. It's just the returning champion. You know, PGL was such an amazing tournament for him in Duel. All of these players were present, and he would love nothing more than to be, at the very least, Grand Finals of the final major Quake tournament of the year. k1llsen has a lot of work to do, though, and the big thing about k1llsen is that he's shown us he's got the mental fortitude to not crumble under these conditions.
Yeah, and not to take anything away or jump the gun, but there is a possibility we could see Rapha versus Cooler in a grand final again, similar to PGL.
That would be insanity. I love that, by the way, from Doomslayer. The double jump also working off a jump pad, so you can kind of have so much more freedom over where you go.
k1llsen with a good trap for the LG here. Rapha will have Mega to work with, though, forcing k1llsen off the T-con area. Heavy gets taken. The rocket jump up is good. LG again into rockets. Unfortunately, doesn't hit that one. Needs to have a good follow-up. The shotgun from Rapha is too good. Jumping all around. Putting that shotgun to good use here. k1llsen, again, every time we switch to him, he's just very, very vocal about how he's unhappy.
There's definitely there's differences in the body language here, absolutely, and that's just, I guess that's just the difference in the players, but it isn't really affecting the gameplay too much. k1llsen, he's trying to go with some of these sort of decisions here, but the problem, and why it's going to be so frustrating, is that he's eating every single rail. Rapha has this knack when he's on match point of just, it does not affect him. He plays just as superbly every single round, regardless of whether it's tournament point, match point, first game of the day. It doesn't seem to phase him.
It's almost like he gets better the deeper he gets into a tournament here. So that rocket will miss. Fighting over this Mega, won't be up for another 5 seconds. k1llsen might get caught out here like a sitting duck. Good rockets though, and that'll save his life into the LG, and that's phenomenal play from k1llsen, hitting exactly what he needed.
So vital to secure that kill as well. Rapha's now going to be on the Ranger pick. Has some pretty favorable weapons here, particularly being able to pick up those armor shards, thankfully, as he's respawned. So he's now got pretty much a full stack. But what a rail. So good. Can he finish it though? Point blank. Ranger doing no self-damage really. So he can go for those willy-nilly. Those rockets were on target as well. Thank you very much, Ledge, for getting in the way.
That was so scary. Grabs the Mega, Rapha doubling back for the heavy as well. k1llsen missing out on the rail, throws down a totem. Is he actually going to drop for this? And that is going to be the death of him. One frag away. Rapha might have another Grand Finals appearance here as he's edging closer and closer. k1llsen on the visor. Needs to stop the bleeding here.
The concern is that he'd taken all that damage and then decided to jump down. Even if he got the heavy, he still would have died. Wonderful catch in the middle of the air. It's going to take out Rapha. k1llsen's back in it again. But it's going to be Visor versus Visor. The danger is that Rapha now has the piercing sight. Waits until he picks up the rocket launcher first. And now he sees the prize. This should be game over. And there it is.
He knew he was weak, he popped the vision, and he just went straight for it, and now he's going straight into the Grand Finals. The Sausage King of Chicago does it again. And k1llsen with a great performance, but unfortunately not the kind that he wanted. But still, making it this far in the tournament is nothing to be ashamed of.
Absolutely, we can all give it up for k1llsen for the journey he's had. He got far in this bracket, and k1llsen is always hunting perfection. He is one of the greatest players in the world. He can bow out, I think, with his head held high, and he definitely did his fan base proud around the world. But it's going to be Rapha again, lying in wait in another Grand Finals. Is Liquid going to double win 2 DreamHacks in a row?
I think they want that. I think that's what they want. So exciting. Again, the opportunity to see Rapha versus Cooler, that's very exciting to me. It's very, very exciting. But he has to get through Avec first.
He does indeed. And while we prepare the next matchup with Avec and Cooler, Analyst boys, take it away.
Fantastic stuff. Absolutely no shame to be felt on k1llsen's end, but that was an absolutely shameful performance out of Rapha.
Just kind of what we've been expecting from him all tournament long. To be honest, k1llsen should be really proud of himself coming back on Veil. It wasn't looking good for him at all. He came back from a reverse, reverse sweep. He was down 2-0, came back 1-3-2, tied up the map score, really gave himself an opportunity to get himself back into it. Because let's be realistic here. If he went down 2 maps to 0, there's not much competition there.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not just any map. Veil is kind of Rapha's home base at this point. He's played it so well this entire tournament, and also back at ESL, he picked that map so many times, and I don't think he even lost it coming into this tournament today, so that's an amazing achievement for k1llsen.
It absolutely is, and I really do appreciate how k1llsen was able to take that back. It got us all scratching our heads, got us all thinking there might be some hope for a change here, but no. It was pretty much a lockdown on Awoken, despite a lot of really entertaining frags. But of course, Blood Run was nasty as well. Yeah, all these plays on Awoken were just really brutal.